Hello and welcome everyone to the 100 most prolific NES speedrunners June 24 update, an attempt to rank the top speedrunners of officially licensed US PAL released games for the NES. There are no changes to the structure of the list for this month. There's actually two, and I forgot to mention it. Let me think before I get too far into it. Two changes. The main category, or the anchor category, I'm trying to call it that now because I think main category is a little too loaded. But the anchor category, the category that's used for the list for the games Bard's Tale and Elite, were changed because during the month somebody beat the full game or beat like a much larger category. The ones that were used for that were considered to be minor categories, so I flipped off of them. I asked inside the Prolifics Discord if anyone had any issues, and no one did, so we just went ahead and did it. Both of those categories before were pretty memey, so that was a change. I apologize for misleading everyone in the beginning of the video. I am, however, considering a change that will give static points based on position. So I won't get all into this, but it will be able to give people points past 100th place, where right now the curve locks in there. It'll also give more points to people in games with 100 plus runners. So anyway, standings are up to date as of June 1st. So for this presentation, I would like to highlight the changes from May to June 1st by runners, then follow up the overall leaderboard changes. So first things first, who was the most prolific NES speedrunner in May? So 20 was Lack Attack. I think that's mostly from Zelda 2 and Super Mario Brothers 2. 19 Pikachu. 18 Smart Alec 24. 17th How Do You Play. 16th Notorious. 15th Joseph H. Tobin Jr. I believe that world record is Load Runner. 14th SBD Wolf. 13th Joe Polito. Another 10 games. 12th, Lynn Carius. 11th, Rayo. 10th, Scotty J47. It's been popping up on this list pretty consistently. 9th, Shikeke. It's a Japanese runner. I don't know how to pronounce their name for sure. 8th, Ray Dude. 7th, Darth Terrail. In fact, almost had the exact same point increase as he did last month. 6th, Rylus. 5th place, Tom Cabs. Not a lot of different games, but that one world record was Wrecking Crew, which is worth quite a bit. 4th is me. 3rd, Lashara. I forget what that world record is. Remember. 2nd is NES Cardinality. That's the first large amount of games like increase in points we've seen from NESCAR. And first, somewhat unsurprisingly, is Arconis, who actually had a net 0 games, even though we deleted those 2 games that I mentioned previously. Apparently had a couple that didn't get approved from last month to equal it out. And somehow only net 1 world record, despite it seeming like he was bouncing in there all the time. So congratulations, Arconis. Out of 5 months, this is the 3rd most prolific of the month award. You are heading towards Employee of the Year. Now, to the list. I will not say everybody's name in here, because a lot of the players in this part of the list are not terribly active right now, and that's fine. The way this works, I don't expect people to be constantly running and getting improvements and PBs, and sometimes people are working on harder games that don't happen quite like that. So Loshara is a new entry to the list. I think he was kind of lurking the 150s until now, but a couple of big new games jostled him up in here. You have to point out June's 88th is 88th. Rayo also back in the list. He had been in the original list and dropped out, and now is back in with a couple of new games. Yeah, again, as I said before, this part of the list is pretty static. I think Neural 89 dropped a little bit because he had the load runner world record. Oreb actually moved up a little bit, despite I think he's down one world record as well. A lot of the changes in this part of the list are basically if people have been playing games that they're in. Yeah, Dorito Breath is moving up just a little bit, but he and Tom Cabs have both been stuck in NES Golf for a while. They're now second and third on the leaderboard, so they're doing work, but they aren't giving it up. Let's see. Oh, nice. Yeah, Carter44 is kind of the king of Zapper games. Him and Old School McFly have almost all of the world records, I think. Or at least they're the only ones that have more than like one or two. And there's Ray Dude again. Has jumped up quite a bit, up to 53rd. Scotty J47 now breaking the top 50. Again, not really too many people super active right now. I think Professor Retro has been doing an extended Goonies 2 grind. And there's one, I think, this is where you start seeing some of the people really popping up. I've made it up to 35th. There's just so many inactive people and everyone's very clumped together right here. How do you play? Got a few points in there. Violus up to 32nd. Joseph H. Tobin Jr. breaking the top 30. Tom Cabs up to 28th. And I think Angel Undead, yeah, he was, one of his games was the one that Loshara got the world record in, which dropped him, I think, one full spot, almost two. In fact, the points don't look right over here. Okay, never mind. That's a whole 100 difference. Make sure I didn't make any mistakes. Alright, top 20. JSR rounding out at 20th. Ryu Hayabusa down to 19th. Actually lost 2 world records this month. Hasn't been completely inactive, but just some people catching him. ND at 18th. Chambers at 17th. Darth Tyrell up to 16th. Stands at 15. Skateman at 14. 13 is JKL. 12th is Kazakhs. And this one is pretty close. 11th is still a Lack Attack, which means top 10. 24089. Overswarm at 24204. Which I looked in, and Lack Attack has a time that has not been approved from last month that if it was, would have actually put him into the top 10 by just a couple of points. So, 9th is Spiral. I think he lost a world record as well this month. 8th, White Hat. 7th, Pikachu. 6th, Nest Cardinality. 5th is Arcus. There's a bit of a change here. 4th, Smart Alec. 3rd is Zarkonis, 41,000 points. 2nd is Cheese Charred Core. This is another gap that already with runs that have been submitted might be, there might have already caught up to, Zarkonis might have already caught up to Cheese Charred Core. And first place again is Toad. Oh, congratulations again to Toad, who is ranked first every month except for the one. And then I changed the points after it, but that's why I don't change the points too aggressively. Yeah, you can gain a lot of points by not actually doing anything if people keep running games that you are a world record holder or a top runner in. So these are the highest rank increases in the top 100. Lashara went up 47 spots, Rayo up 17, I went up 11, Vrylis went up 6, Raydude up 5, and Darth Terrell and Scotty J both went up 4 spots. It hasn't been the most active board, except kind of near the top. Yes, I do track everyone. I just don't list them in the videos. Sorry, as a response to chat here. I only talk about the top 100 specifically because at some point it gets a little, you know, maybe I'm not celebrating the accomplishments. Whoops. Alright, apparently I can hit right mouse trigger and that happens, so. Anyway, back to the list. The most new runners per game, Super Mario Bros. A lot of these are not surprising. There wasn't a very dedicated focus on any particular games this month. Like the notorious prolific grind we had, a prolific push last month pushed a few up, but here, Home Alone getting 8 new runners in the middle of the summer is kind of surprising, or in late spring. Mickey's Safari and Letterland, I think, was a little bit backed up. I think there were some runners that didn't get approved from last month that got approved this month. Yeah, 5 new Batman runners. I feel sorry for them. World record numbers in relevant categories. NESCAR, again, this is the way that I rank things. People rank them differently. Up to 50. Shardcore 29. If 19s are kind of 16. And you can see what's on the screen. Right there. So there's been a number of people who seem to like steadily gain like 1 or 2 world records every month. So. And here's one quick plug. We weren't expecting this. The Best of NES group is hosting what they're calling NES Odyssey. It is an asynchronous event where all of the people who are participating are trying to beat what has been determined to be 800 different NES games for the entire month, or for the entire week. So it starts on June 15th at 1 p.m. You do not have to have any particular speedrunning chops necessarily to do it, but the goal is to beat every game in one sitting, or to beat what's considered to be a major speedrun category. So again, it's something I'm participating in. We got a lot of people going, and they listed all of the United States and PAL licensed games. There's a few Famicom homebrew stuff around, a little over 100 of those kind of added in, unlicensed ones, to round it out. But 800 was the number they chose, and see how it goes. I'm going to be speedrunning everything that I do, but so. And thank you for watching this video. Once again, the full spreadsheet, along with the second spreadsheet showing month-to-month changes, will be posted in the YouTube video. The next major move in this process is automation. I might make some changes. I'm considering redoing the entire spreadsheet. We'll see how that goes. But again, like, comment if you want thoughts to share. Feel free to hit up the Discord. There'll be a link in the YouTube if you want. Very professional Discord. And otherwise, you know, just leave me a message here or send me a message on Twitch, whatever you want to do. But thank you very much, and stay prolific.